Hi guys, this is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. Hype also. Any one of the videos that if you have hypes left, that'd help me out. If you get anything from my work, I connect the dot and epiphany, a mind explosion. A new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of the description under the video. AllyKat 211, AllyKat Creations, brain, we're going to get there. 211.com is my website. There you get to see pyramids and skulls and paintings and all kinds of stuff. Candles. Go check it out. If you're interested in anything, please email me because I do commerce privately. And I have 3D and 4D memberships. There are two-tier memberships. You guys get special emojis, oracle card readings. You guys get a whole buck for your bang just right there. And then 4D gets to work with me behind the scenes on stuff that I'm slowly getting to. Life is crazy, and we're gonna get there. I am gonna put this probably under a pondering, but this is real raw Allison right now. Real and raw. Real raw. Um, like seriously on my way down here to get to the office space. Um, Real Raw just popped in my brain, so we're going with it. Obviously, that's higher self giving me a ping. Coffee. See, Allison's brain's not working. My brain ain't taking right. I'm gonna get real and raw. Um, so I do a lot for myself to tune my nervous system. And quantum physics is fun, and I'm starting to see a program now unraveling. And I'm not, it's working for me and for the most part, but I'm starting to see a lot of things unraveling. I have you ever gotten to a point in your life where just nothing that you try or put yourself out there for sticks and works? Yes, we all have a divine mission. We all have a soul purpose. We all have a mission here on this planet. And I think many of us have gone through a ton of quests on this mission. But at what point, they say this is the 3D brain mixed with the 4, 5D, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dimensional brain and ping, pinging. How navigating this dichotomy is ridiculous. It's hard. It's not easy. In a lot of the quantum work that I've been doing, I notice a very interesting theme where they tell you you can collapse you know the life that you want, you pick it out, and then obviously the universe does take time to collapse it, to densify it, to make it material. Now, if that includes opportunities from people, that also is not a spontaneous thing. It can be, but 9 times out of 10, it does take time to matriculate down energy, work, entanglement work the way you need it to. I'm at that null point where I start seeing results, and it's not because I'm not tuning the little ticker right here in my field. It's that reality is reality. Like third dimensional reality is third dimensional reality. They say, well, that unexpected bill is going to come in the mail, and that relationship you were in for 25 years, that's going to dissolve. And I get it. A lot of things have dissolved out of my paradigm in the last 6 months, like dissolved, gone, goodbye. Um, but in three-dimensional reality, you still have bills to pay. You still have financial responsibilities. Um, you still have to show up to live your life. It's that doesn't go away at all. It doesn't go away. I just got off of a phone call with a beautiful person with People for People. And there's been a lot of changes and a lot of things that we discussed. And at the end of the day, with any kind of marketing, it's not marketing really, it's a community. And that's what I enjoy about it. I really enjoy showing up to the Zooms and like impacting other people's lives and doing other leadership roles that have been bestowed upon me. I like showing up that way for other people. But am I having that show up for myself in my life? That's the real raw question. And I want people to start asking these really raw why questions. It makes a difference. When your life falls apart, it's not roses and rainbows, the instantaneous moment you decide to tune into your nervous system, grab another reality to merge with, and it like everything's just starts happening. It doesn't happen that way for many people. For me, I took the fucked up long course shit. I'm gonna get tested from the universe 10 days to Sunday until I get a step forward. I'm done with that. I'm over that. And I'm seeing it in the programming in how third dimension is playing out. So, for instance, in like the tarot and the oracle cards that I'm seeing from other people, I watch a ton of that in the morning just to get an idea of like, oh, like I'm in the Five of Pentacles right now. The fives are showing up in Aries readings like banana nuts in different, like either relationships, whether it be, romantic relationships, whether it be work and career. Everything, though, in future forward is always phenomenal. Everything is going to come into your life, right? Everything has to fall away. You got to make a choice. Okay. And then when I make the choice, like I don't see anything. Um, and in itself, it's like hopium. Within itself, it's like hopium. It's like, oh, it's either someone is going to reconcile with you and everything is going to be like rosy peachy keen. And yeah, there's going to be trials and tribulations with that. But like at the end, you get your 10 of cups, you get your four of wands, and you get the lovers mixed with like the whole transformation of the wheel of fortune. Cool. Cool with that. Right. But I'm looking at my circumstances in life and I'm like, okay, I'm showing up every day. I'm doing the work every day. Where is it stagnant? And it gets frustrating, right? Because 3G doesn't stop for tarot card readings, for oracle card readings, and I do them myself, but I'm not projecting what's going to happen. I'm telling you, the way I use my cards is to help you navigate how you need to heal, what is to be expected, because that also lifts your field up. So I understand when people are like, oh, you're going to get the 10 of Pentacles at the end of the day. That means you're going to be successful. Or a major arcana comes out and it's like, okay, cool. I have something to look forward to, right? And that ups your frequency to strive for that thing, but you still don't have it yet. There's a lack fucking program. You already have it. Now, where is it? Right? This is like the rough and tough thing that I've been traversing with the work that I've been doing on my somatically on my nervous system and still trying to deprogram the program from the subconscious to go, okay, I'm maturing my language. I'm really mastering stopping myself. And like when I start feeling that little ting of anxiety that like, don't go always checking your bank account. Well, guess what, little guy on the screen? You have to make sure you have enough money to pay your bills. right? Like it's not looking at it in desperity and going, where is it? No, I need to make sure that I don't overdraw my account. Right? You can't go nimbly by in this world, at least for me. You can't nimbly go by and not show up. There are people out there that never pay their bills, that don't show up for themselves, that don't hold themselves accountable for crap. And there are people like me that care, that I want to show up and want to be my best self every day. I don't want to give up on something right away because it didn't work out. Some things take time. But can you freaking put food on the table? At my moment, no. And I'm very thankful for the people that do help me out in the background because I am able to put some food. But like if it was just me and what I'm doing, no. The world has not fallen in collapse yet. Humanity, the systems at large that make it not easy to live in a third dimension, hasn't collapsed yet. And I saw today the X Twitter stuff on everybody's feed. Oh, it's gonna happen soon. If it does, great. If it doesn't, shit still has to go on. Everything's gonna collapse, Allison. It's gonna collapse. It's gonna collapse. It's gonna collapse. It's gonna collapse. Years after year after year. Oh, it's gonna be this date. It's gonna be this thing. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. I stopped chasing that carrot on the stick a very long time ago. I maybe have stayed in the paradigm a little too long. But inside of me, I knew as soon as I started seeing the surface level programming, and then I understood what the program actually was and how it applied to me and how it's already ingrained in me, I had to learn how to get it out of me. It's tough. It's really tough. And at some point, I know I'm not alone. That's why I'm doing this video, Real and Raw. I'm exhausted. I had a really long day today. Um, Thanks to credit cards that I can't afford to pay, I was able to get food. And then my teacher calls me up and gave me a dozen eggs and some chicken. She gets like food from uh one of her programs, and she gave me some of that because they don't know where to put it. She has a large house, so she's like, no, I don't need all this. Please take something. So she dropped some stuff off at my house earlier. Um, that's why I didn't do a book reading today, because I just one thing after another. I was on the phone with my lead mentor for almost 2 hours, just giving her like, hey, here's where I'm at. I'm trying not to ruin my nervous system. This is another ping from the universe, like not like stop being negative. And it's not being negative, it's just being realistic. There is a difference between being negative and being realistic, right? Um, so if you would like to help me, I am gifting 3 free, free memberships to People for People. Free. You don't have to pay anything. If you're interested, I need this information by tomorrow. And you can email me that. And if you guys who are always watching me, you don't have to show up to meetings. You don't, if you're not interested, that's okay. I'm not here to force anybody to do anything. I just need 3 people. I need your email address, your home address. I don't know why. Your phone number. I don't, again, I only the email address applies to anything. Um, I think that's it. So I need your home address. I need your phone number and an email address. Free membership. Free. Free. You get it for free. And that just gives you access to people for people. You get invited to come to meetings, and there's a whole plethora of different things. I enjoy doing this. Where my team is merging with 2 other states at the moment because we don't have like there's people coming in and out. It's a startup, so there's a lot of ticking parts, and I am now doing podcasts. I just got told this tonight. No one informed me. But I was the impact director. I'm still the impact director for Coastal Virginia. And just having people come and show up and like be a part of the conversations that we have, they're profound. We do tackle certain things and we have business people that do come on, but for the most part, it's about community. And it's about sharing your experience and really engaging with people from around the world. And that's why I like doing what I do, because with the impact department, it's really how does things impact your life? And I have a good sense of that. I share it every day on my channel. So if you're interested in, I know I sent a lot of people out information. I don't like to force people into it's not one of these pyramid things. It's not that at all. But it's about community, and I'm hoping that if I get more people on board and more people get on board, that it helps me out with my channel and it also will help me out with my business. And it's just another avenue of exploration besides YouTube. So if you guys want to have a free membership, free. You don't have to pay anything. The only thing you got to do, the only legwork you got to do is fill out a form on the website. That's about it. Takes a couple of minutes. That's it. And you get a free membership. It can't beat it. And if you are a business, I'm under Virginia, coastal Virginia, but it doesn't necessarily matter. You're going to get exposed anyway through the national P4P. We have communities, so that means like each state has a little branching of people that come together. I just happen to be a part of Virginia because the people that hooked me in were from there, but it doesn't necessarily matter where you're from. That's just the group that I got placed in. If you're interested, you're a business and you are like needing extra, extra coverage, extra exposure, get new clientele, get people going, and you have an online business, please reach out to me. I want to see this succeed, but like anything, it takes time. Just like this channel. It takes time, right? I've been at it for 4 years. And I'm not giving up on it. I like what I do. I love being here. I just listened to after I got off the phone and decompressed because my blood pressure is like skyrocketed right now. And it's just being really authentic and raw with the person I was talking to. Beautiful woman, beautiful soul. And just saying, like, there are going to be people like me in this world that don't have the outlets. You think I do because it looks like I do, but I don't. I don't have family. I have family, right? Like I do, but technically I've fallen on my ass a couple of times and it's like a snooze fest to get help. right? And I'm not at the help that I need is not necessarily, hey, pay my bills. Like that, no, 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 no. And that's the same thing with anything else. It's exposure. It's opening up the doorway in all my readings. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And every month it drags out to the next month and it drags out to the next month. And I'm like, okay, carrot on a stick. I just need to know the theme of my month. I need to know the theme. It's crazy. It really is. It's mind-boggling why it's so hard for, people are always pitching, well, it's so easy. Hey, it might be easy for you, but it's not easy for everybody. And if it was easy for everybody, things would be accelerated in life tenfold. But that's not the world that we live in. That's not the dichotomy, and we are illusorily deluding ourselves if we think that everybody has, a capacity to do something, right? If you were to take somebody who's never been an engineer and ask them to build something, they're going to do it to the best of their ability with trying, right? Somebody who knows the mathematics, the schematics, and how to like measure stuff out and like really use their mind inventively, but like create something and build something and get it to work, right? That's a real engineer. Not everybody's an engineer. Not everybody who have experiences spiritually are open enough to talk about it. Not everybody's there yet. There are people who are out there diluting the messages for sure. I had a beautiful, I get people that message me a lot about UFOs and spiritual stuff. And, when I get back to them, you know, a lot of the questions that people ask me is like, well, where do you find truth in me? It's all inside. You just got to remember. And sometimes what remembering isn't supposed to be found in certain time frames in linear space time, right? If I could go into myself and find out what 6 months looks like, am I still at my job? I love what I do, but I can't feed myself. And every other freaking week, there's a day off. Like, I don't get paid for that. So, how am I supposed to pay my bills? I'll get another job. Okay. And I put the applications out and no one's biting. So, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? There's like barely any help for a single person out there with no kids. Seriously. I am waiting now on my tax form so that I can go call my accountant and get that information and so that I can see what I can get. And I don't want to play into that system, but it's my only choice at the moment. It's a game. You got to play it wisely. And sometimes when you are in my position, you have no choice. I'm saying, will the government shut down? Will this happen? And oh, everything is going to be okay, cool. If it happens, great. I know already in my brain how to prepare for that. But otherwise, like 80% of humanity who is not in the United States are not going to be affected. And maybe if they are, it's not going to be to the extent that we might be. I'm postulating here, by the way. Um, Real and raw, you know, this is that null void that a lot of us are sitting in right now. We're doing the work to obtain the better life, the easier, cozier life. And not to say easier in terms of like not working, but like easier in terms of not stressing. Oh, but you shouldn't be stressing anyway. Like, okay, but I can't show up to life and not be la-di-da about it. That's not being responsible as a human being. Oh, that unexpected bill is a ping from the universe. Okay. God got my back. God did not get my back just yet. I'm waiting. And I might be forever waiting. I don't know. I don't expect anything from anybody or the universe anymore. And if that's me failing a test, great. I think everybody gets pushed to their limits. And I've been pushed to my limit many, 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 many times. And somehow I always come out at some point, not 100% on the other side. I don't think I've ever come out completely 100%. Like bits and pieces of me have been left behind in a good and a bad way. But it's being accountable for yourself and not being lazy. And not to put so much effort into things. If things are supposed to play out the way they do, great, right? This is like the stumbling block that a lot of us are at. Okay, so my life collapsed in so many different facets of my life. My relationship collapsed over something trivial. For me, it was trivial. For the other person, it wasn't. It was very serious for them. But for me, I'm like, wow, if you can't show up for me in that way, I got my boundary went up. Um, just the friends, the people I thought had my back, never had my back. That collapsed. The car collapsed. Like certain things, a lot of things collapsed in the last 6 months, and things that I don't talk about much has collapsed. And there's little pings from the universe that, okay, like here, right? And here's some hope. We're going to throw you some hope. But you're still in your mastery stage, so you're not there yet. And it's about, well, how long does someone need to sit? And there's no answer to this, but it's just something to ponder. How long does one have to sit before you start seeing some sort of tangible results in your new reality that you're trying to shift to? I can't wait a year. And what moves? I haven't gotten the clarity from upstairs. Do I move? Am I moving? Am I looking for a man? What am I doing? I haven't gotten I do get draw, that's one thing I could say. My higher self will give me upstairs, whatever, whoever will give me an inspiration, I'll put it that way, or an epiphany that I got to be doing something. And it'll give me a direction. Oh, you got to go looking for a guy. Here, go do online dating again. I haven't gotten that ping yet. I don't know if I will. You go look for like over the summer, like March, I started looking for jobs for the summer. And I was putting out application, filling out applications from March all the way into August. So at what point what is the universe trying to say there? Okay, you have a bigger and higher purpose. Cool. I'm cool with that, but what do I do in the meantime? Right? What do I go and do in the meantime? Because if I'm putting out applications and I'm not getting hired and I only have this one particular thing that's in physicality, and then I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing, side stuff, like, but vote for Freya? Vote for Freya. And that doesn't absolve me of every other thing. But that would definitely take some stress and the world off my shoulders for a little bit. Like, let's look realistically, right? If I'm having this problem, what do you think humanity's going through? I mean, be honest. What are we looking forward to? Do we get to look forward to stuff? Is it in 2030? Is it 2027? It's 2026 now. And there was a lot of predictions, a lot of things projected into the field, a program projected into the field. How many people bit that program? Is it going to instantly manifest? Is it going to take another 10 years? I only postulate this because I want people to really start thinking a bit about tuning in, bringing you real raw from my own personal experience. I'm hoping that there are people out there that feel it. People that lost their jobs. How are you going to pay your bills for the next 6 months? Not everybody has a husband or a wife. Not everybody has side gig potential, right? At best, if you DoorDash or you do any of these like delivery services, you're not necessarily getting compensated for gas. Gas is still very expensive in certain places, including mine, right? And I'm not making excuses. I was walking to work a month. So we got to look at the complexity of how big is your mission? And if it's that big, why would the universe make you go through hoops, spread in circuses to obtain something that is needed for humanity? Because it's coming from a place of love, intention, of focus, of love, harmonious states of being, prosperity. Is humanity even there yet? I don't know. I don't have the answers for these things. But it's something that comes up in my field quite often when I'm tapping in. And after the day that I had today, it made me really sit to reflect. All these storms happening, like I'm getting another 6 to 10 inches again. I might have to walk to work tomorrow because I don't trust the weather forecasting and I can't not, my car drives like shit now in terms of snow and ice. If it starts to snow like it did a few weeks ago, we had a snow squall. It was 40 degrees in the morning, and by like an hour later, there was 3 inches of snow on the ground and barely made it home alive. We already just had a snowstorm that dumped 7 inches of snow with ice on the bottom. Good luck using your snowblower on that. And now a lot of people in Florida and the East Coast are going to get slammed with a snowmageddon again. We all have these lived experiences and we all have these things we have to go through. And I'm cool with that. That's my contract. Nice. Not, but whatever. But at what point does one give up? And does that really mean that you failed? Another postulate for your brain. It's interesting listening to some of the things I did today throughout the day. Oh, we were spiking earlier. I really didn't get to check today, but we have a lot of activity going on. It's probably why I got this download to do Real&Raw. Most likely. Oh yeah. But, hi. And Freya Cat is on the beanbag. She's I think the one thing I could say is I'm showing my vulnerability. I used to hide behind a mask of everything is fine until I had to start really getting a reality check. But which reality? I do see a difference in my delivery and responses to the outside world, but I also have to be raw about my circumstances. I just can't talk about, well, I am already living a life of happiness and prosperity and with everything that I want off that menu. And I feel that it's incoming. I just don't know when. Do we need to know? I would say yes and no. I like surprises, but at the same time, if the universe isn't going to deliver me some aid, an avenue, an opportunity, like, am I going to just start checking myself out of reality itself? And that's the distinguishing factor with, okay, we have to keep persevering and persevering and persevering. But how much longer do you need to persevere? Because everybody has their own breaking point and everybody has a spot in their lives where enough is enough. I'm going to change my life, right? And that's when you see really good success stories. But why does it need to get to that point? Soul lessons, soul growth. Okay, I get that. I do. But I think there's more to that conundrum than I can want to bear. I honestly think there's something that is a missing key to the grand scheme of things. When you're listening to quantum unfolding and you're doing the meditations, they're all different, but the themes are pretty much the same. It's like getting you're tuning in and receiving and projecting out. Got the reality thing pretty well down. Then you start hearing about the null and why certain people like myself have not gotten the manifesting happening at a higher rate of speed. Or, yes, we need divine timing. But if the universe really had my back, if it really needs me to do my mission like it tells me I need to, which I am, am I going to be Van Gogh? Do I need to go into the middle of the woods and live off the grid? No, because that's not what my purpose means. My mission, my soul mission here is to do what I'm doing here. It's helping people navigate through the spiritual shit. And today I came up against my own brick wall of how much of what I am receiving is a program. It all is a program, but is it for the detriment or the betterment of my life? That's key right there. Even though your heart aligned with stuff, that always will shift. Your frequency shifts. So the information that you receive from either upstairs or what you're hearing in the third dimension, at some point you heart align with it because your belief systems, your thinking systems were in tuned with it. But what happens if you keep changing your tuning because you keep raising your frequency and doing the work? Like you're always propelling yourself in a null void, in a state of like, okay, so I got rid of that, but like this hasn't come yet. So you're here. Okay, so how much longer are you stuck here? Not to say that you're stuck, but nothing you're doing is doing anything. The pause, right? The bill isn't going to pay itself. Something has to come. You can close the government all day long. It has happened a million times. Okay, what's different about this one? I don't know. Do I believe everything off X? No, it's just perception of other people interpreting a code or another person's words. That's how we get happy little accidents around here. It's like the game of telephone. Oh, you were interpreting this message to be this. But in fact, it's not this, it's that. Whatever that is, right? Do you see how easy it is to get entangled to bullshit? Just because someone's intentions, and I'm not taking away someone else's perception of how things are going to happen if they happen, but it's their perception of it. It's how they interpreted the meaning of the words and how they put everything and strung it together and made it look great. Does that mean it's actually going to happen the way that person projected? It 50 percentage points right there. I can only tell you from my personal experience in that world and why I evolved out of it was because people are adamant, adamant that shit was going to happen and never did. Because all the numbers equate to a certain degree. It never happened. And if things are happening behind the scenes, let me be the first to say, and I'm probably not, but show me. Anybody can write anything. George Orwell, 1984. Read that book in the time of now, and then you'll understand at a greater depth what we're all living. Until you do the work inside yourself to know the truth for self. Then you start seeing the expansion. You start seeing the programming. And it's extremely complex because I looked at what I was listening to today. It really, really hits here. It does. It hits my heart. And I do the exercises and stuff because I know it's somewhere in me helping. But each month I read the horoscopes, the tarot cards, this alignment and then that alignment. There's just tools. And I'm not seeing any results. And at some point, I'm here exhausted and needing a change. But I don't know what direction to go into. I don't know at this point. I'm tired. I'm drained. I'm happy with myself. I show up for myself every day. I give myself little giggles. I got little Thor and little Freya, and he came today to keep me company and keep me warm and cozy. Um, I don't know what I would do without them. I don't know what I would do without any of you. You know, like the reality hit me earlier. I'm like, wow, I can't keep a fucking human being in my life. Where did I go wrong? Or am I not meant to be around people? Like in physicality, not saying you guys. Most of you are nowhere in my locality. You're out in the middle of the Atlantic. You guys are in different states, right? It's like, why can't I keep a human being in my life? It's a good question. I know many of you are feeling the same way at home, listening to me right now. Why can't I keep people in my life? Well, they're not, and then the spiritual answer is, well, they're only meant to be there for a season, and you're supposed to go through these phases, and that's great. I'm not saying like I like hermitism. I like my own space. I like doing me. I really do. I like showing up for myself. And maybe that's where the difficulty becomes. Am I really showing up for myself, or I'm showing for the higher self, or am I showing up for the shell? I need to do both if I'm living the human experience. And I know from tapping into the field that a lot of people are really disgusted with things. Like I'm seeing my Facebook scroll feed. Obviously, I'm just objectively looking at it. I'm not tuning into and feeling everybody's emotional states. But as the empath, sometimes you don't have a choice. Things pop out at you. And what I am noticing is we've been in a state of depression. We've been in it. It's not new. I don't care who's under the reign of president. I don't care who's the dictator. I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because no matter who's in office, my life doesn't change. It just continues, even with the best intentions of putting myself out there and doing what I can energetically to shift my energy and to shift my mindset and to shift into an understanding that, yes, I'm already living this amazing life and I'm going to obtain it. That's great. But there's always an in between. And I don't like that. When people win the lottery, most people blow that shit within 2 years and they're back to square one. It's a higher state of frequency to get all that abundance. And if I could take anything away from what I've been listening to, is that yes, your system needs to recalibrate in order for you to hold a higher frequency, in order for you to maintain what is coming. I freaking get that with a stamp of approval from higher self. It shouldn't be this stressful. It shouldn't have to come. Well, stress is a choice. Sure. Okay. But when tomorrow comes and you have to go to the store and you don't have any resources to help yourself, then what do? You're feeling it now. I felt the same way in New York. I was 97 pounds when I left New York because I wasn't eating. And I didn't know at that time we were getting fed a program. I was still fed into it that, oh, you have to have reserve food. You never know when the government's going to shut down, when they're going to shut down the food systems. You're never going to know. You got to, and that fear and panic, that separation kept me eating once a day and not really taking good care of myself. I almost died. You go back on my channel and go back to the earliest videos. I'm emaciated. I have no meat on my bones. My face is sunken in and I'm hangry like a bitch. I laugh at myself now because I'm in no different of a situation. The only thing I have going for me is hormones. That's keeping my weight on. And thanks to my teacher today that dropped off a dozen eggs, I got to have some scrambled eggs for dinner tonight. It was great. I enjoyed that. I did. I really enjoyed it. It just boggles my mind. It really does. My mind gets very boggled with some of the things in this world. What I'm doing is trying to get you to, like, if you're in the state that I'm in, you're doing the work and you're not seeing the results, don't just give up on it. I'm not giving up. I'm just really like over not having an answer to figure it out, or at least a way to look to better my circumstances, and I'm not draining my resources that my body needs to recalibrate itself to hold to a higher frequency. Coffee is just a really tasty drink that I like to have. It really doesn't wake me up anymore. I need like 7 of these to wake up. Right? I can drink a whole I don't know how I almost 60 ounces today of water. I'm taking supplements. Like it's a heavy, 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 heavy dense feeling, and that's a part of getting past this void. I just want to know when it's done. Um, Tomorrow's never promised. It isn't. You can wake up dead in another life, transcended into wherever your soul's going next tomorrow, 5 hours from now. Tomorrow's never promised. So I like to live in the moment because that's all I have. We hold too much in the future forecasting that we're not focused on what we can do in the now as a humanity. Individually, it's rough, right? I don't have clarity on what direction I need to go into. I have tried to open up opportunities for myself. They're not the right ones. Okay. All these doors that, like, metaphorically are always closed. Do I need to be on the street and homeless before a door opens? Shouldn't be that way. For anybody. I'm talking about myself, but I mean anybody. There's so many people that if someone would give them a hand and step them up and raise them up, would be in better positions. And I get it, the soul contract. I get the soul contract. But I don't think any of us really signed up for the experiment to be this inversed. I don't think a lot of our souls chose the timeline that we are living in right now. I honestly don't think so. I think there's a lot, like, you are always where you're supposed to be, right? Spiritually speaking. And I'm not saying that's a falsehood. I was picking apart my own self because I've been doing that a lot to better myself. And the question that I asked myself was, if my soul chose to experience, if God wants this experience, if all of this wants all of us to have this learnings, And maybe there was some inference, maybe there was interference in the grand scheme of things. Was there a push to pull our souls into a lower state of a timeline that we couldn't get ourselves out of? And our souls chose to experience it, but I don't think the grander picture, there's much control to certain things. Like God, God said, let there be, and here's everything, and here navigate this blindly. And I think we all like succeeded very well. But I also feel that there has been things to slow our progression down. It shouldn't be so hard to tune your nervous system. It shouldn't be this difficult to grab and have opportunities come at your lap, even when you're doing the work and not sitting there in survival mode. I don't check my bank account to cry over it anymore. Well, it is what it is. It's not, there's nothing I could do to change it at this moment in time, right? I'm just showing up and doing my work every day. That's all I can do. That's all I'm asking myself to do. I'm not asking myself to, do anything that I'm not hard aligned with. There's many people that told me I can go on OnlyFans. I don't want to degrade myself that way. And I'm not saying anybody that does that particular thing is degrading themselves. For me, I see it in that perception. I could never do that. People fantasize about that stuff all the time. That's great. That's not authentic to my soul. People have suggested to do things and it just doesn't hit my heart space. I can't be inauthentic because it's not going to work out. The door won't open for me anyway. It's just, why has the divine orchestration taken so long? It's a good question. And I want you to ask that for yourselves. Gotta have the fleece on, it's cold. I wanted to put this Real&Raw out to make a lot of you question where you are. I think it's important to check in with yourself, as I've been doing the last couple of months, and being honest with yourself. Right. I know I need to change. I just don't know what direction to go into anymore. I think I know, and then it just dissipates. It doesn't hit in my heart. I can't live from an inauthentic place. That's not what my soul came here to do, to be a mask and to mask myself with like, yay, everything is just fucking dandy. Yeah, because it's not. And I'd be lying there, and I can't lie. I can't lie to myself, and I can't lie. It just doesn't mesh with me. And that's I think where a lot of us are. We can't lie to ourselves. We're doing and showing up as best as we can, but the direction hasn't come yet, and it's getting difficult. I know many of us are there. And it doesn't matter what age you're at, and it doesn't matter what scenario your life is in, hitting somewhere. Somebody is hitting in a hard place somewhere in their life. Um, I've taken the masks off of myself a long time ago. I show up to work and I'm not complaining. I'm just doing my thing, right? I'm here and I'm showing up and doing book readings. I'm doing my lives because that makes me happy. It really does. And I'm so appreciative to everybody that comes and listens and at least gives my thinking an ear. But I really want to urge all of you to start going within and asking some deeper questions about why. Your answers and my answers haven't come yet. But the cycle that you're doing, your routine every day. I enjoy listening to people for like 10 minutes, read my tarot cards on like the Aries collective, right? Or the Gemini, I'm a moon, Gemini moon collective. Like I like to just hear things going on in my life. Even though I pick the cards out, even with my cards though, I'm like, okay, all this stuff says everything is coming. I feel I am already there. I'm there. But yet in this reality, it has not arrived. Now, what do I need to do to get to come in? And it's not because a fucking portal, 11111 portal opens up, and it's not because this opens up or this date happens. That's a program. And it's okay to believe in the energy because collectively, people that feed into that program, it's for good, right? It's not a negative program. It's a good one because we all collectively hype ourselves up like, oh, this is going to be like a full moon and we're going to tackle that. This is great because it lifts us up because it gives us something to look forward to, right? It gives us some work to do on self. Oh, like I want to set my intentions for the new moon. I'm going to walk to make sure I talk into my water. And these are the things that we need to be doing regardless of a portal or an eclipse or the astrology. And, Neptune entered Aries and this is happening in Saturn and that's going on in Jupiter. That's great because it does influence us. I'm not saying it doesn't, but that's again a program. And the hard part is separating self from the program to see it and see what works for you to go and supplant yourself back into it to make it work. We're not supposed to leave the matrix. We're not. We're rewriting it. So as much as everybody's been saying, and I'm a victim of this too, we're having to exit the matrix. Yeah, not so much. You're still in it right now. Consciously, you might move above and beyond it to an extent. You're still living in it. So you have to play the rules by which it's governed. But what happens if we come at the approach of rewriting it, putting new code in with our frequency? And it's a little difficult. I think something is trying to stop us energetically from getting to that point. And it could be tests from the universe, sure. I'm done with I mean, we're all going to be tested the rest of our lives and every life that we live after this. And wherever you transcend to, there's always a test. But at what point is it serving your vehicle? I don't know that answer. But what I do know is we're not exiting anything. We're rewriting it and putting new code in so it works for the benefit of people, not the detriment. And it is not playing nice right now. So just keep up the work, keep forging forward, regardless. I show up every day, no matter what's in my bank account, even if it's nothing. I show up, even if I don't have the food that I need to eat. I'm showing up knowing that my cats are taken care of, thanks to all of you. I'm showing up because the kids that I deal with every day need me for now until I can find another place that I can do that role and do it without having to suffer in terms of financially. Um, we're all at different spots in our lives, and we're all in different dichotomies and different countries, states of being, and it's just when. And these are good questions to ask yourself. So I hope you take the time to do that And not to be it's not trying to be a Debbie Downer. It's just really coming back into a reality and not being in some hopium, like spiritual woo-woo place of like fantasy and unicorns and no, because it's an ugly, messy process that we're all striving to get through together. And the questions just kept getting deeper and deeper. And I'm looking at like a lot of things right now and reevaluating what am I giving my attention to. And of course, because you are having a veil that dropped, you don't know what direction to take sometimes, and you look for external um things so that the universe could speak through those things. We're not supposed to do this by ourselves. We're not. We're here for a purpose, and that's to rewrite the damn shit, but we're not supposed to do it by ourselves. We're not. So how do we get from my situation where I can't even keep a human in my life physically? I mean, I go to work and everybody likes me there. That's great. But like, I don't see these people after work. I don't really interact with them much. So we don't do happy hour around here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that too. But there's a lot of deeper questions, and it's not attacking self. It's finding and discovering, okay, like if they're at this frequency, I don't want to lower mine. I have to coexist with them, but how can I coexist better? How can I mature my outlook, my verbiage, my without losing people? How do I connect with people when my brain functions in another world? I think a lot of us have had those questions since birth, but it's worth going back and looking and refreshing on those conundrums and seeing maybe there is a block there. I don't know, but I was urged to do this to just, hey, vent, but also really putting it out there, like question the deeper stuff. I've been the last few months and doing a lot of this work of tuning my system, right? Like I can't tell you how many bills that came in, and it's unexpected how the amount of the cost, and then I got surprised by other things, right? It's a test. It's great, but at what point does the abundance actually roll in? When does the things actually start appearing? Because it needs to appear for us individually before it can happen for humanity. We have to hold the frequency for ourselves first, because we need to learn how to know the process. Everybody's processing differently. So my way might not be like five other people's ways, but like there's like 10 people that will listen to me and like, oh, I'm where you are at, girl. Cool, right? We're not alone. We are not alone, but we're so scattered out there, still for a purpose. But I think for all the good that we all have done throughout our lifetimes in this reality that we are currently alive and breathing in, the law has to start working for us and not against us anymore. And we can't bleed ourselves dry either for that. And a lot of us are at that point. I don't give up. I don't really give up. I'm an Aries. I don't give up. I keep pushing my ass until something works. But I'm done with the survival struggle lack paradigm. That's been a program. That's a program I need to overcome. and I'm still waiting for the work the hard, meticulous work that I do every morning, every night, every day to start panning out and showing me actual, like, not just a little, hey, here from from the universe, like, here's a little, like a little glimpse of what you can get. No, like, reveal this shit like Vanna White. Like, I want to know I won that car. Like, here, the curtain is up. It's the price is right. What is that? Mine, right? Because we already have it. So where is it? On a bigger scale, right? I don't want my shit to be on a game show, but it's just an analogy, right? And I don't think any of us that listen to me, at least, wants anything out of the realm of, like, just living a happy, content life where your needs are met. Nothing extravagant, nothing crazy. You just want things to start working for you, right? You just want something to finally solidify and work out, whatever that is to you. And just taking the small victories each day as I have my breath and I'm alive, and I will hopefully wake up tomorrow morning. That's all I got. Besides Freya purring on my chest. I'm very grateful. And I don't want this to take away from that. I'm very grateful. It's just an interesting dichotomy to sit and think about the deep personal taking account of self and really unraveling it objectively, not looking and blaming, shaming, and oh my God, I should have done that. No, where you are right now for a reason. Things happen for a reason. You meet people for a reason. You're with people for a reason. It's just now to dig into, we're rewriting the matrix and what do we want it to look like? And that's really hard from this vantage point with everything going on chaotically on the outside. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Just a little quick video. Just to make you think. And if you're not going through anything, that's cool too, but don't think that you're you know, that this stuff cannot come into your purview. It probably can. And it's good to know that you can relate to someone else, that you're not alone. Not that it takes away your struggle, not because you can't take away that you can't pay your bills, or that you're still in a survival like mode, or that you're out of it, but the universe is testing you and it's just becoming overwhelming. And it's like, at this point, I'm not necessarily hitting the brick wall, but like, it hasn't come in yet. And it's like the tug and pull of, okay, I'm showing up for self, and that's all I can do. And I'm going to do it until I can't anymore. And I feel a lot of us are there. Don't give up. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, surely, and protective energy. Unseed your truths. Light that path forward. Always light that path forward. I will be live at some point tomorrow. I do have to have a phone call with somebody. I'm hoping not for 2 hours. They know I do go live, and I am hoping that it's taken care of after I get out of work. There is a storm here incoming. Again, just check my social media out for the time. Make sure you ring that little bell icon so you know you'll get a little thing. Hey, Ally's live. I still haven't figured things out. That's okay. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you vote for Freya. You can go to the community post and get the link. And if you have Facebook, it's free. Let's get her to number one. That would be a very big tangible evidence that my world is collapsing in the right direction. For sure. For everybody else, please stay warm, safe, and dry. This weekend is not going to be pretty for a lot of people on the East Coast, Midwest. I'm getting hit with snow like bananas. And gone are the days of me being young and being able to go shovel people out for money. Yikes. Ooh, it's brutal what I have to do. It's good exercise though. But until the next time, guys, thank you for watching. I hope to see a lot of you tomorrow on Friday Night Live. Thinking about 5:30 Central, depends. But go check out my social media or ring the bell icon. And until the next one, guys, bye for now.